I just wanted to explain how SSL works because right now I am studying secure connections and how data is transferred over the internet at WGU. And, when I was first learning web development and building websites, the majority of the reason why I wanted websites to have an SSL certificate and be secure is just because I didn't want to freak out user. If you go to an unsecure site, a lot of times up here in the URL, it'll say not secure, or if it's a site that's supposed to normally load on HTTPS, but it's loading on HTTP, it might not even let you access the website. And it's really great that browsers have that functionality. Modern browsers do, but older browsers just don't have that functionality. And so for users that might not be really familiar with SSL and why it's important, I just wanted to give you guys an overview of that. So what an SSL certificate is it is a public and private key encryption method. On the server, each website has a private key that is unique to that server, and that's what the SSL certificate is. So they have this private key, and what the server does is encrypt information that is passed between the server and the client. And so what happens before you connect with a website that has SSL enabled is your computer or your phone shares a public key with each other. So the server will share a public key with your computer, and your computer will share a public key with the server you're interacting with. Then when you interact with it, any information you send to that website in a form is encrypted. So what that means is it scrambles all the data up. It's next to impossible to unencrypt without a private key. The server uses a private key that it has to decipher your information that you send it. So for instance, on our Nursery People site, if you create an account on Nursery People and you register for an account and you put your name, your email address, and a password here, you want that information to be encrypted. You do not want it to go over the wire just saying, hey, my password is password 123, You don't want people to seeing your password, and especially your internet service provider. They see pretty much everything you're doing on the internet. And so you don't want them to see your passwords, and you don't want them to have access to that. So that's why having an SSL certificate, and it's actually a TLS certificate nowadays, is so important. It helps keep your data secure as you're interacting with a website. And so I would encourage you, if you're logging in for a website or you're signing up for something, always make sure that it has this little padlock next to the URL, and make sure it's secure, connection is secure. You might be at a website and it may show not secure, but it might have a valid certificate. And in that case, you can inspect, and you may see in the console that they're logging some information that is mixed content. So for instance, if they're loading an image, a lot of times what happens is an image is being loaded over HTTP and not over SSL, so the browser will think the website's not really secure. And in those cases, it's okay to keep using your website as long as you are sure that it's a trustworthy website. But I would definitely recommend that you make sure that if you're inputting any information at all anywhere, to make sure that the website you're using is secure and not insecure.